Top joint lock number 5.
Okay, another technique, using the same grab, is reach up with the same side hand this time. Come up from underneath and grab the wrist like this, not like this. Grab it from here. Next, take the palm heel of the other hand, strike the inside of the elbow, causing the elbow to bend. As I do that, I'm going to step forward here, and I'm creating a little doorway for myself. Grabbing, hitting, stepping through, force them down. I can finish with a wrist lock or finish with a hammer lock if I need to do that. Here.
Hey, Jimbo here. I've got an awesome free YouTube giveaway for the first 200 guys. It's the world's fastest drawing pocket knife, quicker than any switchblade. We call it the Striker. And with your permission, I will now rush you this amazing knife for free. Just pay shipping and handling, and it's on its way to your front door. But get to the link in the description now if you want one.
Top joint lock number 4.
And waitress, they leave their pins laying around. You can use the butt end of a hairbrush and you can take it through any airport in the world, not a problem. You can use a pin. Amazingly enough, if you got a person in a bar and they're running, it's real easy to sidestep them and attack them. They're usually not, when they're talking, that's the best time to go ahead and fire into someone. Now, if you have real strong hands and you get beside people, once again, you can work their ears, you can work their eyes, you can get under their nose, you can work their throat, get inside their notches, their collarbones, and walk them all around. You can twist, turn their heads, pull them, walk them, break the arms. These are all things that we've been looking at before. Now, right below the ear and around the bottom of the jaw. Now, we know we've got a bunch of nerves that run here. We've also got one right in behind the ear that will make the person release a grip. And we got one that runs right up under the bottom of the chin here. You can control a person with real bad. You can put enough pressure up under here that it will even paralyze temporarily part of the body. So say you don't have real strong fingers. You can reach up, pull by the hair, pull them backwards just a little bit, bump them with your knee, and then take these pins and put them right in their throat and press until they literally lose feeling on one side of their body. You can also, if you ever end up, push your elbows up, get them back trapped like this and go right up in the armpit with one and push. And they've got another one that you can control. They're right down in the crotch like this, and you can walk people around. These are ways to control people by lifting their arms, getting the elbows higher, head level, using them as part of your chokes, bringing them back over top of the head, and pulling like this. And you can really walk a guy around. They have a hard time resisting like this. Just remember, if you don't have the hand strength, and even if you do, if you got a pencil, a pen, a comb, a brush, you can take these things and place with your thumb and just run them right in here and walk these people where you want them to go. And any of the other areas that we worked along the body, up in the bottom of the arms, along the wrist, little come-alongs, anywhere, for example, like along the wrist here, where the bone is real close to the skin, not a lot of muscle. You can put enough pressure in here to move the elbows and make people walk around. And then you have your natural come-alongs that were, if, for example, someone was holding on to you or grabbing, like I said before, you can slap their hands down, lift, pull, slide inside. Now I'll switch around for you here, switch. And once you get in here, you plug your elbow in here, grab their little fingers, and put your pressure right in here and just lift them up and walk them out of the door.
Second notice about this awesome giveaway I'm conducting for the first 200 guys who respond. Get to the link in the description and I will rush you this stunning Striker pocket knife for free. Just pay shipping and it's on its way to your front door. This is a $70 knife, 8.5 inches long, cutlery grade steel, G10 handle, total quality. You can also draw this blazing fast if you want. I'll show you how. There's a strict limit of 200 to go around, so get to the link in the description now.
Top joint lock number 3.
You see somebody going into their pocket and you think there's going to be a problem with that, stabilize right where it's at. If they've got something in their hand, don't worry about it. You've got it under control. Step through. There's a knife, a gun, hypo, anything. Take the joint. That'll usually get them to release it. And then you can move them. We're going to show you a couple ways to take somebody down off that situation. So John's going into his pocket. We're going to seize control of his hand, step under. We've got the lock. Now first I want to show you a low throw. I'm just going to step back and pull down. One more time. I'm going to get the lock. I'm going to step back, and I'm just pulling, and he's basically moving away from the pain. We're giving him a direction to go. So mechanics, this is what we call the standing center lock. I'm going to bump my shoulder in here, and I'm going to rotate up in this direction to get the lock. Now this is a little different, and we've got a drill I'd like to show you that'll give you some reps on just acquiring the standing center lock. So John's going to charge in under my arm. He's going to get the lock. Now he's going to release that, and I'm going to step in, and I'm going to get the lock on him. And I'm just going to take it to that point of pain. Then John comes back in, and again, these drills that we show are real good ways of just getting a lot of repetitions in so that you can develop your proficiency that much faster.
Top joint lock number 2.
Is in a case where a guy grabs the wrist. Say I'm a woman, a guy, my friend is roughhousing, he's grabbing my wrist. I'm telling him, look man, let go, you know, it's embarrassing, we out with our friends, I want you to let go. Things start to get a little more serious because this is actually a takedown. This is not just a regular release like you see in a lot of other classes. I can do that. I can say, hey, let go. I can go against that thumb, it always works. I don't care how tight he holds me, I just peel out of that thumb. That thumb is not gonna hold my wrist, okay? But I don't wanna do that. This is a little more serious. I want to get the guy down and out of the way, okay? So here's the technique. I'm going to turn around so you can see it a little bit better. First thing I do is I'm going to look up and look at my own palm, okay? Now I'm not truly looking at my palm, but this is the effect I want. I'm going to look up and I'm going to reach in. The reason I'm pulling it in is so that I can have access to his hand. I want to be able to grab the meat of his hand, okay? So he grabs my wrist, he won't let go. I come up, I move it towards myself to give myself room, because here I can't really see what I'm doing. Here I can see. Next thing I'm going to do is come up and across. I'm going to grab the meat of his hand. Not very technical. Come up, grab the meat of the hand. Once I have control, I pull myself out in that same technique I showed you for breaking out. I'm going to grab it, all the fingers inside the palm of the hand, all right, just like I'm going to take a bite of a sandwich. Now, here's the important part. I can take him down right from here. But I found in real life situations when I try to do this whole and just try to take a big guy down from here, oftentimes it doesn't work because he can go and fight against it. He can fight against it and strength against strength. I don't want that. The way to take this person down, and it works all the time. As a matter of fact, last week I was in class and one of my instructors came to me and said they had a female that they could not take down, much smaller than them, because she's very double jointed and her wrist could just bend and she can go with it. And he's standing there, he's trying to take it down. One of my instructors, he couldn't do it. So what I told him to do is this. The most important part is to take this back leg and spin in a circle. That circular motion is going to bring him down. It looks like this. I'm going to do it slowly. Circle down as I pull that hand down and lock him out. Okay? Now, I don't let him bend the arm. I lock it out, pull it straight out so that he can't get any strength to do anything. From here, I can hold it with one hand as I use the stomps that I've already taught you. Come down with the knee, hammer fist to the throat, eye jab, whatever I need to do, because I can control him. He goes to move on me. All I got to do is twist that wrist. See the reaction? He's going to be in pain. And to take it even further, if you happen to do this technique in someone in the street, that's going to break the wrist. I'm going to pop that wrist. Okay? All right, once again, we'll walk you through it. He reaches out and grabs. If you need to, give him something to think about. Give him something to think about. That's going to also help you with that release. Because if he's holding really tight, I'm fighting, I can't turn him, pop. That's going to make him forget about that. I reach up, I pull it towards myself, grab, spin, and take down. Circular rotation. Come on up. Just stand for a second. Let me show you something about that circular rotation. Stand there. When I take this technique, I go up. This is for you to practice by yourself. I take it up, I bend it towards me, I grab. Circular rotation, you need to, I'm starting here, I need to spin 180 degrees. Take that guy down. I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna spin all the way around, bringing him with me. Lock it straight out, work my techniques. Okay? Very effective technique, can break the wrist. Especially with a big guy and all that momentum is going, you can break the wrist about 5 pounds of pressure there. It's a very good technique.
final chance at getting a free Striker knife. It's a $70 knife. It's one of the fastest drawing pocket knives in the world, and it's yours for free. Just pay shipping to get this to your front door, and I'll rush one out to you right away. I started with only 200 knives to go around. There are still some left, so get to the link in the description while you can. I'll see you inside.
Top joint lock number 1.
My 15-year-old came home from high school the other day and told me that one of his friends got grabbed at school. And he came to Blake because he knew about our business and he wanted to know what it was he needed to do about that. So I thought, hey, if they want to know, some of you guys out there might want to know also. First and foremost, I want to say this about grabs. If a guy is grabbing you, it's more of a pride issue, kind of a schoolyard type of fight, because if a guy's grabbing you, he's not really going after the idea of taking you out instantly. He's still making a decision about that because he's grabbing you and he's not getting more violent than that. There's probably a plan to escalate the violence, and so certainly we want to be able to deal with this. Here's the big advantage on a grab. You know exactly where his hand is if he's grabbing you. That's a very good advantage to be able to have. So we're going to start with that advantage and then start to talk about what we can do. So if I want to deal with this, here's the 2 principles. Always use your opposite arm. There are some things you can do from here. We'll talk about those in other tapes. I like to use the opposite arm. If he's grabbing me on my left shoulder, I want to use my right hand and I want to come over the top and secure his hand to my body. That's a key point of it, secure his hand to my body. Now, we're going to roll into a joint lock. It's going to look something like this. We're going to turn, come here, and step away and here. Now, there's some things that make that happen. It's a very simple move. But when you grab somebody's hand with the intention of locking him up, there's always a possibility that he could pull away from it or it could slip out. This is one of the reasons why I like to use the opposite hand and I like to go to the outside of my attacker's body. I don't want to do something where I'm going to be inside here, he slips this thing, and now all of a sudden I'm within range of all of his dangerous arsenals here. You know, he can headbutt me, he can strike me with his left hand, he can knee me in the groin. There's lots of things that can happen to me right here. So I always like to get to people's outside. I want to get to their outside. So trap the hand. When you grab somebody's hand, here's the levers that you use. These 3 fingers, almost like you were a penguin or a flipper or something. These 3 fingers are glued together, and your thumb. Leave this finger out of it. This is a weak grip between your index finger and your thumb. Very, very weak, very, very strong. Just from the sense of leverage, the more distance you have from a fulcrum, this being the fulcrum near the thumb, that's going to give you more strength. When you go to grab somebody, you're grabbing their hand, you want to take those 3 fingers and you want to be curling it around that little pad that's on the outside of their hand here, or you can do just the opposite here, where you're grabbing it around this pad right here. So when he reaches up and he grabs me, when I grab his hand and trap it to it, I may not have a good grip over here yet, but I've got it secured against me. And what I'm going to do is step back to be able to elongate his arm, and I'm going to twist it and come into this position. Now, when I do this, I've got both these fingers here and both these 3 fingers here. I should say these few fingers. And here's the magic key to making this work. I'm going to turn it over so he can be a little more comfortable. When you have this grip on the hands, whether you've got it with one hand, or you've got it with this hand, or you've got it with both hands, the key to making this work is this magic knuckle right here. This finger bone, phalange, that goes all the way up and through, these aren't going to do much of anything. You can grab hold here and you can do all kinds of stuff with these 2 knuckles. Not going to create a lot of discomfort. Same thing on this side with the index finger knuckle. Not going to do a whole lot. But when you roll that over and you've got a hold of this finger, this thing right here, and you put a good grip here and you put a little pressure there, you're going to make them dance. And it doesn't take very much to be able to do it. That's the magic knuckle. So let's start from the top here and just make sure we summarize what we're talking about. You want to get to his outside. He's been dumb enough to grab you and he's told you where it's at. Opposite hand, trap the hand. Step back with 1 foot and elongate the arm. Twist and turn, you can use your shoulder. Grab hold with a good solid grip using the last 3 fingers. Put the thumb in the middle of the hand, press forward. From here, you have a lot of options. I'll ask you to back out, Mr. Cameraman. You can get real aggressive with the arm. You can break it if you want to. You can come up with a foot to the face. You can smash in a knee. you can just escape. Most of the time, that's what we want to do. We're not trying to inflict permanent damage most of the time. We just want to get out of danger. You got an opportunity to escape, take it and go.
Thanks for watching our video lessons here at TRS Direct. Hit the like button down below and consider subscribing to our channel here on YouTube. Hit the bell icon and we'll send you a notification when there's a new lesson available. Thanks again for watching.